the very design of our human existence, one of the most important things to a human being are relationships. Relationships generally make or mar your life. One of the highest selling and grossing video game in the world is a video game called Call of Duty. And in that video game, there is a part where the main character says, "Cover me, I am reloading. I am out of armor, cover me." It's a video game, but that's a very powerful life lesson. At different points in life, you are going to be reloading. Reloading could mean a loss of employment. Reloading could mean your financial situation has deteriorated. And during that time when you are reloading, that is the most important time when you need somebody to cover you. By the very design of our human existence, one of the most important things to a human being are relationships. Relationships generally make or mar your life. Relationships will determine the altitude to which you can rise. Relationship will determine your enjoyment, your fulfillment, and your contentment in life. A big part of your life will be spent interacting with other people. And you don't only influence these people, but these people also influence you. You know, one of the highest selling and grossing video game in the world is a video game called Call of Duty. And in that video game, there is a part where the main character says, "Cover me, I am reloading. I am out of armor, cover me. If you don't cover me, the enemy will get to me and finish me." This doesn't only happen in the military. It's a video game, but that's a very powerful life lesson. Cover me, I am reloading. You see, in this life, at different points in life, you are going to be reloading. Reloading could mean a loss of employment. Reloading could mean your financial situation has deteriorated due to maybe a failed business. Sometimes it can just even be personal depression, unhappiness, and being broken and down because you've gone through a divorce. Or maybe you lost a loved one, like the things I struggled with a few years ago when I lost my father, my hero, the person I look up to. I didn't realize I was down and reloading, but when I think about it now, I was down, I was reloading. And during that time when you are reloading, that is the most important time when you need somebody to cover you. When you need important people who think well of you in your life, to cover you, to protect you, to give you a chance to reload and rise again. You know, I laugh each time because when I go to social media, for example, there is always this level of impatience in the world today. People can't tolerate no more. There is so much intolerance, impatience. Hey, you disrespect me, I cut you off. You say what I don't like, I cut you off. If you don't share my opinion, I block you. If you don't do this, I throw you out. Listen to me and listen very keenly to me. Life doesn't work like that. If you start cutting people off in life, you end up cutting everybody off. That's why today we see people with big houses, big cars, supposedly a lot of money, but they can't find true happiness because they lack people. I take an example of the artist called, most of the world know him as Prince, even though he changed his name at some point, Prince. He lived in Chanhassen in Minnesota. And when Prince died, the news reported that he died alone in his ranch in a big mansion. He was worth about $400 or $500 million, and he died alone. What a wretched life. What a pain, right? Cover me when I'm down. At that point, maybe he was reloading. Maybe he was going through a tough emotional time. Maybe he just lost the contract. I don't know, whatever the reason might be. But there was probably nobody to cover him so that he could reload. We hear all the incidents is happening every once in a while. There's even one recently where this gentleman killed his fiancée in Uganda. We know of many cases where partners help each other. They kill each other, or they kill one partner or kill the other partner. I always tell myself, listen, no human being is immune to that. The human mind is very fragile. The human mind can go down a spiral of pain and negativity and darkness. And during those times, you are trying to reload. You need somebody to cover you. You need somebody to shake you up and hold you and say, my friend, you are not going to go down that path. Please come back. Try. I know it is difficult. I know you got kicked out of your home. I know you feel like there was injustice to you coming from this person. I know your father did this or your mother did this based on your perception. But you know what? Let's work on those emotions. Let's work past that. Let's find a way to package it. And during that time, what you will need while you are reloading, while you're trying to get yourself back alive, while you're trying to get yourself back on track, are people who can speak life into you. Are people who believe in you enough to not only see your present circumstance, but to see the you that is projected into your destiny based on the potential you have. Are people who can dig back into the emotional bank account you have built, into the relationship you've built with them over time, and they realize that you are just going through that season where you ran out of ammo, but you are going to reload again, and you're going to be back in the fight. And during that time when you are out of ammo, you need people who can pray for you. You need people who can talk life, people who can speak positive messages to you. You also need to pray for yourself. I know this because I've gone through a few periods in my life when I had to reload. I've gone through periods in my life when I foreclosed on 2 homes, where I had to file for bankruptcy and paid over $100,000 to the bankruptcy court, where the only thing that I could look around me was my shadow, where things were so tough my family had to shop in Goodwill for over 3 years from a thrift store, where there were even times it was difficult for me to look at my daughters in the eyes and tell them, listen, I cannot afford lunch for you today eating out. But let me tell you what, during those times, you get strength into your spirit. During those times when you are reloading, pray that you had built relationships that will be able to cover you during those times. What if you lost your job today? How long will you be able to hang on? Is your emergency fund able to give you 6 months of leeway? Or are you like most people who, if they lose their job, they are 1 month away from financial disaster? Listen, I know you're working hard. I know you show up every day, but it doesn't feel like anything is changing. You feel stuck. And the reason why you feel stuck is because most people earn more, but lifestyle inflation eats it up. No one ever taught you how to build wealth. Your income isn't the well. Your income is a seed. It might not create freedom if you don't duplicate it. But here is the good news. Here is what I want to tell you today. I have created the Paycheck to Prosperity seminar, and I am inviting you to that seminar on Saturday, the 31st of May. For a small investment of $49, you will be able to learn how to take control of your income, how to duplicate that income, how to think and act like the 1%, the investors. You will learn some smart ways to earn more while keeping your 9 to 5 job, of course. How you can break free from depending solely on that paycheck. And finally, start building wealth that will outlive you. Additionally, for 3 days after the seminar, you will have access to the recording of that seminar. You will also receive a digital workbook to help you organize your thoughts and your actions and put you on the path to success. In addition to that, yours truly will be on the line and you'll be able to have a live question and answer session. If you're ready for that shift, don't hesitate. Click in the link below and go ahead and register for this life-changing seminar. I'll see you on the inside. I have a circle of great friends and family around me. And so whenever I go through very difficult times in my life and challenges, there are people who cover me. As you live your life, don't buy into the hype. Don't buy into the deceptive information that is always coming out there. You are not always right. Tolerate other people's opinions. Accommodate other people. Sometimes it is better to be in peace than to be right. We live in a world today where everyone feels like your opinion is the right opinion. Your opinion is law. No, it is not. Even sometimes when I have arguments with people who are close to me, there are times I let it go not because they are right. I know clearly that they are wrong and I'm right, but peace is more important than being right. Because peace is what builds that relationship. And those relationships are the relationships that are going to cover you when you are reloading. So as you get along, spend as much time, energy, effort, and resources in building useful, deep, and meaningful relationships. You know, one of the most deceptive things I hear all the time is that men don't cry, men don't feel. It couldn't be further from the truth. Let me tell you something. I'm 47 years old, and most of the friends and brothers friends I call brothers who are close to me, And people who are close to me, I've known them for over 30, 40 years of my life. And let me tell you, these relationships are deep. These are people who have counted upon when I'm reloading, they have stood by me, and when they are reloading, I stand by them. So we've gone through the trenches like it was in the call to action video game. But let me tell you, there are times when you can disagree, and there are times when somebody can do something to you that really hurts you. But even in that time of pain, remember that pain is usually magnified by our very human mind and our very human thinking. Pain is amplified to a level where it doesn't deserve. You have to understand this concept. There is a concept called the emotional bank account. An emotional bank account is just like your financial bank account. Every time you work and you get a paycheck, you deposit it into your bank account. You earn some money, you deposit it into your bank account. You make a sale of something, you deposit it into your bank account. You have a side hustle, it generates some money, you deposit it into your bank account. Now, when you have to pay your expenses in your home, you withdraw it from your bank account. When you have to buy something, you go withdraw from that account. And at some point, if the account is completely empty and you try to withdraw, the account will get into negative, which means at that point, you are actually owing the bank money. It's a similar situation with human relationship. The emotional bank account in human relationship requires that when you are in a relationship with somebody, whether it's amorous relationship, whether it's a girlfriend, boyfriend, wife, partner, friendship, family, mother, brother, sibling, whatever it is, spend time depositing into that relationship. The reason why you depositing, because when you do good things, you take them for dinner, you come to their rescue, you do things, you think about them, birthdays, whatever those good things are, that is considered a deposit into that bank account. Because when the times of disagreement come, when the times when you as a human being will do something wrong to them, when the time comes when because of your frailty as a human being, you might do something that is disagreeable, that is going to be a withdrawal from that bank account. And they will withdraw from that bank account. But because you had already saved enough in that bank account, even though they withdraw something from the bank account still have enough balance to keep your relationship alive, to keep your relationship positive and moving in the right direction. But if you didn't deposit enough in that bank account, or you do things too many times, too often, that the withdrawal from that bank account surpasses the deposit, the bank account goes into negative, and at that point, the relationship becomes something completely different and completely at the point where maybe you don't want to do with each other. Now, I share this example because I want to say this. I want to say that we live in a time more than ever before where we need each other so much. We need to live in a time more than ever before where you need to make sure you identify the key relationships in your life and make sure you fight to protect those relationships and keep them close to you. Because when you are going to be down, when you are going to be out of armor, when you are going to be needing to reloading, those are the people who are going to be around you to cover you from the enemy while you are reloading. I hope this meets you well. Be blessed. And by all means, never stop being a blessing. But in the meantime, a lot of people reach out to me every day wanting to have a conversation with me one-on-one. A lot of different questions about career, about life, about their gifts, about their purpose. And I realized that there's no way I could respond to each of them personally. But in the description of this video, I have a link. You can go to that link, click on it, and book a one-on-one time with me for a very small fee. Trust me, the value you're going to get from that time is worth 10 times more than the fee I'm charging for that. For a very small fee, you can book a one-on-one appointment with me. At that appointment, you will have a chance to ask me some of the questions you have. I can help you put together a strategy on how to get going with whatever the challenge is for you, especially if it comes to challenges of investing in yourself for personal growth, to build your self-worth and to build your capacity. If it's challenges around investing, for example, on the stock market for profits, or to be able to generate revenue from businesses. If it's questions around building a legacy, feel free. Let's have a conversation. And before you leave, go ahead and give me a like so that the algorithm should carry this video and share it to more people. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel and make sure you share this with a lot of loved ones you have. Until the next time, I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.